This is Henry from Tech Daddy Videos. Welcome back. This is Monday night, and we are doing a live Q&A tonight for Amazon, and basically we're going to be talking Amazon. I have been on for the last few days here because our sales have been great, and one of the things that I'm really enjoying now is that there's a lot of people at home, and there are a lot of people that are ordering from Amazon. And so, I'm over here trying to figure out, what is selling, what's selling on Amazon, what people are buying. And right now, it's things like anything that has to do with maybe home improvement, groceries. There is a lot of different things that people are buying, and I'm just trying to figure out everything. But it's something that is almost impossible to do. But I do know one thing, that I'm selling a lot of products merchant fulfilled, and there are products still in Amazon's FBA program, but those are selling fairly quickly, and they are having, in other words, we cannot send products into Amazon because they have a holding period, and that right there is just gonna hinder a lot of people, a lot of these sellers out here that are out here trying to make a little extra money and what have you, and they're not doing it themselves. So if you don't know how to do merchant fulfilled, now is the time for you to start doing that. Now is the time for you to start learning that process, because doing a lot of sales are coming through merchant fulfilled. So that is a good topic for us to kind of talk about tonight, about making sure that you guys are prepared for that. So if you normally work and it is something that you guys normally do, don't have time for, don't have the time to go out there and do a second job or what have you, and now you're kind of stuck at home, and you're kind of stuck not doing your full-time 9-to-5 job, or maybe you lost your job, maybe you are unemployed, maybe things aren't working really well because of everything that's been going on in the world lately. It's things are changing, and so it might be beneficial that you might look at something like Amazon, which is the #1 marketplace on the internet today, and it has been for a long time. They even surpassed eBay a couple years ago, many years ago, and that's where I started. I started out on eBay. Now I do Amazon full time. Been doing Amazon full time for 13 years now, and so it might be a good idea for you to even start it, or even try to take a look at it now, because Amazon is hiring 100,000 more employees for their warehouses. So what does that tell you? Tells you a whole lot. So if I was you, I would really jump on this train and try to start selling and making a little extra money. Maybe you have things around the house that you might want to sell and kind of get rid of, or you have a warehouse that you had product that you couldn't get rid of. Now is a good time for you guys to take a look at that and start venturing on a different business, so but thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Put it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I know a few of you will be coming on pretty soon here, and so I usually do my Monday nights, and lately, because of everything that's been going on, I've been kind of handling my own situation with my personal life, and at the same time still focusing in on this Amazon business. and it just seems like it's just getting busier and busier, and it's really starting to take off, and it's taken off earlier than usual. Usually the summertime in the June and July months are the busiest for Amazon itself, but now I'm finding out that things are picking up a lot sooner. People are going out there and they're getting their state taxes, and they're buying products now, and people got extensions on these, and so they're getting a lot of their taxes ahead of time also, and getting checks from the government now. So people are tending to really going to watch their money at the same time, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to splurge or go out there and try to buy products. And merchant fulfilled, to me, it just saves you a little bit more money as opposed to doing with the Amazon FBA program. You do save a little bit money on fees and everything else. And it's a learning process, and it's just not something that you're going to get overnight. You are going to make mistakes, and people will make mistakes. Some of you will get kicked off of Amazon. Some of you will be suspended. Some of your accounts will go away. And once you get suspended from Amazon, it's very difficult for you to get back and to sell on Amazon. And this is where, I do my training videos, and I have my own course that I go and I give out. So, people sign up for that, and they learn that way. And it's all step-by-step videos. So for me, it's getting busier and busier and busier because people are starting to get a little bit smarter, and they don't want to be suspended from Amazon, or they don't want to get their account shut down because they made a mistake. And there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that are giving out so-so advice, or, kind of doing it for their own benefits. And, for that, I kind of, I like to go out and just really, tell people who they are, but it's not my business to do so. So, all I can do is give you guys, quality videos, and hopefully you can learn from these videos. But, I don't see chat going on right now. I don't know if there's something going on with my chat, but feel free to put in some comments, and hopefully I can see something here. I'm just gonna type in hello, and hopefully it comes up. Okay, so merchant fulfilled. One of the things that right now merchant fulfilled is just taking off like crazy. So when you do merchant fulfilled, you have to make sure that you have all the products. Make sure that you have your printer, have your paper, have your envelopes, or anything that you are going to be sending products in, your boxes or what have you. So, and most of all, have the right products to go out there and put up a listing and make money off of these products themselves. There you go, KP Max. What's going on? So yes, groceries is a huge groceries is a huge business for Amazon. It's probably what their #1 market right now is, groceries. Just because I practice what I preach. People go out there and buy products every single day. When it comes to groceries, and they're always looking for that, and it's the convenience factor. It's you going out there, you ordering straight from your computer, and you're getting your products delivered right to you the next day. With everything that's been going on, things are getting a little more lengthier as far as deliveries are concerned, but they're really trying to get that out there, whether it's groceries or anything else like that. They are trying to use that as priority and get those products out there. Or if you simply type in, like, for example, surgical mask or any type of mask that has to do with what's going on now, you can't find it. I mean, they don't sell them. They're not selling them on Amazon themselves. They may be selling the holder or something else like that for, the boxes. But other than that, you're not going to find those on there because people were doing these really high price hikes, and now Amazon's kind of working with the government to supply all the masks that they need and try to get that out there. But now things are it's a great opportunity for you to sell other products or other things because people are going to buy. They're going to continue to buy, and it's just going to be a great market. What's up there, Bass Tactics? Panero Rider, hello. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate that, and thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. If you guys have any questions right now, would be a good time to ask. I do Monday nights. Every Monday night, I would do a Q&A, and I try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. I've been on all week, pretty much on YouTube, talking about sales, how good sales are, and how well they're doing for us, and for my members also. So as one of the things that I really like to do is I like to exploit the members out there that are really making some money and say, hey, this is the opportunity that they have. This is what's happening, and they're making money. I'm not the only one out there. Believe me, there's a lot more people that make a lot more money than I do selling on Amazon, but they're just not out here doing YouTube videos, and I don't have a problem doing that. I've been doing this for many years. So it's always good to wake up in the morning and have some sales going on, and even throughout this broadcast, I still have sales that are going to continue, and they're going to continue well after, even into the night. And so that's a good feeling. So if you're kind of stuck, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you just lost your job, or you're kind of looking for that extra income, take this seriously. Take a look at Amazon. The selling on Amazon doesn't take a whole lot to get started selling on Amazon. And one of the things that people tend to do is they tend to overspend and go out there and buy products that they buy too much, and then they buy the wrong product, or they'll go out there and create a listing, and then they'll find out that they go and buy products afterwards, and they get all this product sent to them, to find out that they can't even sell in that category. Don't let that be you. Don't do that mistake. You're going to have to learn from those mistakes. So what's up there? Alex from Charlotte. Alex in the house. And for me, it just, one of the things that I really try to drive into people is now is a good time to start selling on Amazon, because sales are tremendous right now. They are super good. And I just sit here and I'm blown away by my sales, because they pretty much doubled since this everything that's been going on in the world here. I really don't want to say it because I don't want my YouTube video to go elsewhere, so I don't want to say what it is. But Dave has a question, and Dave D says, how do you start your product research? Well, for me, I've been doing this a long time, and so I pretty much know how I do research when it comes to product. I will look at these third-party platforms like Jungle Scout, ASIN Inspector Pro, Helium 10. Those are all softwares that have made it much easier to kind of do your research. Now, when it comes to keyword research and everything else like that, I use a few other programs along with those programs that I just mentioned. I do use those, but you always want to go and check the history on the products themselves. Now, if you're brand new, I would suggest that you look at the best sellers. The best sellers is a great place to go for product research. Look at the categories of the best sellers, and then also go into the subcategories and look at some of the subcategories that are best sellers, because people tend to only look at the categories and that's it. But when they won't go into the subcategories and find out which ones are really good sellers with those. I tend to look at categories that are less competitive. For example, industrial. Industrial is a great category to get into. Automotive is a great category to get into. You have all these other categories that people kind of swarm to. Home and kitchen, for one, is an example. Beauty is another one, which is a closed category, and you need to get into that. But a lot of people tend to sell in those, so you get a lot of competition from other sellers when you're doing that. I look at all these other categories that have less competition, whether they're appliances or, again, like I said, industrial, which is great. Then you have other categories like arts and crafts or jewelry. Those categories tend to have less competition, less sellers. You don't want to get into these categories like cell phones. There's a lot of overseas sellers that will undercut you, and you can't compete with those people. So I tend to stay out of those if I can. If there's something that I see that is worth selling, I will look at how much competition I have in that particular product that I'm trying to sell. And so with that, hopefully that helps you out there, Dave. As far as that is concerned, that yes, there's lots of possibilities, lots of opportunities. You just need to know exactly where to go. And this is where my training comes in. I have my Amazon A to Z course, and people are signing up for that. And so, which is great. And I'm adding more videos onto that also. Let's answer some more questions here. B-Del Rufus in the house. What's happening? Yes, it is a great time to start Amazon, because I have seen quite a few gurus tell their viewers not to start it. MF is not a viable option. Are you kidding me right now? Look, here's the thing. And I'm going to say this without stepping on anybody's toes or anything else like that. So let me do this, okay? And I want you guys to listen up very carefully. The reason why these gurus are telling you not to do that is because they have an agenda. And this is something that I do not do. I don't do this at all. A lot of times they'll try to get you into their training platform. Okay, that's the pitch. To get you in, pay thousands of dollars to get into your training platform. Then they also have people who will go out there and sell you their products. They make a profit off of that. So one thing I will never ever do to any of my members or anything else like that is sell you a program and then sell you on products. A lot of these products are old. I just got done talking to you guys about this one gentleman that called me that spent $22,000 on a course and also on products themselves. When you start Amazon, it is best that you try to start as little as possible when it comes to money. Now, I turn around and I tell my members, I don't want you starting no more than $2,000 if you can get away with it. It just depends on what products that you're looking for. Sometimes you can't help it. But there are gurus out there that are willing to sit there and take your money. That's for sure. They're willing to sit there and say, buy your first product. It's going to cost you $5,000. It's no different than a Chinese or a supplier. And I got to be careful what I say, but a supplier that sits there and overseas and says, yes, you can place an order, but your order has to be 5,000 units to start. I never start out with 5,000 units. I always start out, if I can, with 100 units to 200 units, just to kind of see if the product is going to sell. And I'll get back to your questions in a minute here. I'm just going on this rant. But you don't want to start out with a whole lot of money, because you're going to get burned. I'm telling you that right now. But Amazon starts you off very, very slowly. And I've mentioned this many, many times before. You start off with a small piece of pie. That's it. They do not give you the whole pie. They are not going to give you all their sales. Not going to happen. They will give you a little bit of sales. They want you to prove yourself and make sure that you are a good seller and you're taking care of the Amazon customers. All right. So let's go ahead and answer some of this. Let me see. Bass Tactics says, if this is in your paid course, I understand if you can't answer the question. I don't think I even seen. I didn't see what the question was. I'm sorry. All these are just kind of scrolling up. So I missed the question, Bass Tactics. If you can say it again. Dave says, how I test products. Well, how do you test products? Very simple. You're going to buy a product, okay? And in that product, you're going to throw in 1 or 2 or 3 in Amazon. Maybe just put it in Amazon's warehouse. Send it in and see how well it sells. If you, a lot of times, there's other shortcuts that you can do. You can go out and piggyback off of somebody else's listing to see how well that works. For example, let me see here. If I was selling, for example, I'm selling this here, okay? And this I'm selling for $100. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but yeah. So I'm selling this for example, $100. I want to test it out. So I picked this up for $20 and I'm selling it for $100, and I just I want to test the product. So I will find somebody who is selling the exact same thing. I may piggyback off of that particular person and use his listing just to test it. But if you're doing Amazon's FBA, then don't do that. You want to create your own listing and make sure that you test your own product on your own space. And a lot of times you want to see how well that particular product sells. And so KP Max says, what do you do about merchant fulfilled bigger items that cost the cost of shipping? Merchant fulfilled is only small items for cheap shipping. Well, it depends, KP, on your profit. Okay, what your profit, you want to make sure that you're very profitable. When I look for products, I'm looking at products that I can get at 100%, 200%, or 300% profit. That's what I want. That's the goal. It doesn't happen that way all the time, but it does happen. And when you find that little golden nugget, then that's a well-known secret that you can keep to yourself and say, I'm going to continue making money with this and this and this. Now, retail arbitrage, you get into drop shipping and stuff like that. You're not going to see those type of profits. There's no way, especially if you're buying the products at retail cost. And a lot of them will do that, and they'll just kind of bump it up. I've seen quite a few products on Amazon that were set at a certain price, say $20. You go to eBay and you see that they have jacked up the price to like $35. Well, they're actually buying it. Maybe they're buying it from Amazon, having it shipped to them, and then putting it up on eBay and selling it for $35 and making a little bit of profit off of it. I mean, there are people out there that are doing it. It's happening. But that's not, if you want to make money with Amazon, that is not the way to do it. If you're going to look at it, look at wholesale. Look at private label. That's how I started out, was wholesaling, you know, and I started out that way, and eventually I started getting more and more pellets and going out there and doing more and more sales. And now I'm to that point where I'm buying thousands of units and thousands of dollars every other week, and just to keep in line with what I'm selling. And I won't be surprised if I spend well over $6,000 to $10,000 next month. I won't be surprised on that. Just on products, just to get them to me, so I can do merchant fulfilled and I can have plenty of products out there and sell that. So great questions. Bass Tactics says, is it better to private label your product with a custom logo and design right away, or use supplier stock packaging design? Listen, that is a great question, and a lot of people don't even think about that. But yes, I'm going to answer that one for you. If you private label a product, if you turn around and you private label this product itself, then what you're going to do is you want to private label a product, and you want to be able to send these products from overseas to your location, maybe in a white box or in a brown box. That is the cheapest way to do it, okay, is to do it that way. I have an example for you. I do have an example. So get this real quick. All right. So if I'm turning around and I'm selling paper, okay, two-piece label paper, is it best that I go and package this whole thing up right here in art and everything else, or do I send this product directly like this to the customer? Now, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. If you see here, made in China, okay, 100 sheets, can get this really, really cheap on Amazon. And this is paper. That's all it is. If I wanted to order this directly from overseas, I would have it shipped exactly like this. Now, remember, when you are selling merchant fulfilled products, you see this little label right here. This is called, this is not a UPC code, but a MS. I can't even say it. I lost my train of thought. It's a SKU number, and that SKU number, you do not need to use this when you're doing merchant fulfilled. And if it has a UPC code, you do not need to cover it up at all. Because you are sending it directly to the customer. Now, I'm going to bring up a good point here. Now, if you are creating a listing, and Bass Tactics, you are creating a private label listing itself, it is best to create a beautiful listing with great pictures on it, and then send this just in a plain box. I'll tell you the reason why. FN SKU number, thank you very much, Panero Rider. I was drawing a blank because I'm thinking about too many different things. But yeah, that is correct. This is the FN SKU number right here. It comes directly from Amazon. And so that right there, if it's sent out, that's what they scan. So thank you very much for doing that for me. So Bass Tactics, to answer your question, when you private label a product, a lot of my members, a lot of my students will private label that particular product. They'll put in a great listing, and that will have everything on the listing. You want everything on the listing. You want great pictures on the listing. You want a great description. You want great bullet points with a strong call to action. You want a lot, just everything that you can think of on that listing. Now, when I order from, say, overseas, and I order these, I will find out if they have them that come just like this, and they're just, because they're cheaper, for one, to send them, There's no artwork. There's nothing there. They can send them and say, hey, this is a stock product that we have. We're not putting your logo on it. If you're going to put your logo on, you're going to put your logo on your pictures, on your listing itself, and make yourself look good there. But when it comes to this here, look, you really don't need it. Now, there are some where you may want to have a private label product with a good package. For example, food. Okay, and I'll get into that just a quick second. But the reason why you do this, just like this, and you get them all shipped out, that is because when they get here, your customers on Amazon are not seeing the package, nor do they care about the package. All they care about is the product. So when they order, they're not ordering based on the product that you sent to them, because that's after the fact. That right there is after everything is done. They've ordered it because your listing was so good that it convinced them to hit that buy button, and they bought your product. That's where you need to concentrate all your efforts on. Now, when it comes to your product, I can send product out like this, save myself a lot of money on artwork and everything else. And then when the customers get it, guess what they do? They turn around, they start opening it up, they look what's inside, and they go, this is exactly what I needed. Box, out the door. You know, they're flinging it out and saying, okay, in the trash. That's where your artwork is going. So, in that case, definitely go out there and concentrate on your listings. You can put your logo on your listing, especially if you're private labeling. Now, I want to get into the other side of it, of that question. Now, if you're private labeling food, for example, it is always best not to go out there and go cheap, because it's food. And people kind of look at it as, you know, it is what it is. It's food, and they like the package and everything. I'll give you a good example. Who doesn't like moon pies, right? Who doesn't like moon pies? I love moon pies, as you can see. There you go. Packaging is on the package, right? Great. It's all good. Now, this right here, they're going to buy, because this got everything on there. They got all the ingredients, everything on there. Description looks good. This is where you would spend money if you had your own product and you were promoting your own product, whether it was food or, you know, in the food category or groceries or anything else like that. That's where you that would be the only way that I would really concentrate on that. Or if you have something that, I don't know, that's going to be an air freshener or something, you just want to put it on the box, that's all great. But a lot of people will spend unnecessary money doing that. And if you're first starting out, try to go as cheap as possible when it comes to that. All right. Do I use pay-per-click to sell it? Absolutely. This is what I preach. This is what I talk about, and I show you how to set up a pay-per-click campaign in my Amazon A to Z course. I show you how to do 10-cent automatic campaigns that help you out with that make you tons and tons of money. I have spent a total of $1,900 and have done well over $20,000 in sales with a 10-cent automatic campaign. And I showed you guys that. I showed you guys that on another video. It's still hard to get ungated. Yes, it's very hard now to get ungated unless you do several things. You got to make sure that you have a great feedback. You have to make sure that you go out and take care of your customers. So there's a lot of things to get ungated. That's a whole different thing there, but it can happen. Now, I had one of my members who was brand new to selling on Amazon. He created his own product, and he went out and he did packaging and everything else just like this on his product, and he sent that in to Amazon themselves, and guess what? They approved him. They approved him for his product, and he did not sell one thing on Amazon. Not one thing. But he went for the beauty category, went to get ungated, and sure enough, to my surprise, he put in beautiful pictures. We did the description, we did the title, we did the bullet points, we did everything that we possibly could to go out there and make sure that his listing was so optimized. They were very impressed, and they went ahead and approved him for that. And that's, to me, very rare, but it does happen. Alex from Charlotte says, can we use different shipping services for fulfilled by merchant, like pirate ship, other than Amazon's choices? Yeah, I mean, you can. Yes, you can. The only thing is, and they do tell you on there, if you want to use other services, you can use other services. There is an option for that. You're not going to get Amazon's shipping rates, though. That's the only problem. Now, if I have a whole bunch of units that I want to ship and I don't want to use Amazon's shipping services, I literally can go down to the post office and get labels and do all that, or create a U.S. Postal Service account, use their shipping, and do that if I wanted to. It's totally up to you. You don't necessarily have to use Amazon shipping, but I will tell you, nobody beats Amazon shipping. Nobody. And if you do, let me know, and I will put it out there. I cannot find anybody who can beat Amazon shipping, especially when you're sending products into Amazon. I can send in a huge box, literally a big box, send it into Amazon's warehouse through UPS for about $5. And if I was to do that by myself and go to UPS and send it off to the same place, it would cost me $95 going through UPS themselves, or FedEx, or anybody else. It's just way too expensive. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to use the Amazon shipping. Bass Tactics says, awesome, thanks for the info, because I have a product photographer and was looking into graphic designs for the package, and it's really expensive. Yeah, I mean, don't use that money for your packaging. Send it as cheap as you can send it, because like I said, after the fact, gets in there. What happens when you even send it into Amazon's warehouse? They're going to put it in a different package anyway, and guess what? They got a different package or a box or anything. It comes from Amazon box. They open it up and go, well, here's your product. And there you go. So, hopefully that saves you quite a bit of money. B. Dell says, do you believe in placing a sticker of your logo on the product if the supplier has a MOQ of 50 units for customization if you only start with 200 units? B. Dell, there are other options than your supplier from overseas who wants to charge you extra for putting your logo onto your product itself. Do not do that. You can save money by going to Sticker Mule, and I'm promoting that because I am an affiliate with them. Sticker Mule will make little round stickers for you with your logo, and they'll make hundreds of them, and you can simply peel that sticker and put it right here on your box. If you go and have your supplier do it, could be 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents more on top of that, and you have to have a minimum MOQ of maybe 500 units. Save yourself the headache, order 200 units, go to places like Sticker Mule and check it out. Go and they have a bunch of stickers that they can make for you and send directly to you. I believe I have the sticker mule on my, you know what, I'll try to leave it in the description. That way you can just click right on this and go directly to there, and then hopefully that will help you out, okay? All right. Dave says, Henry, what do you think about, think of getting trademarked? Well, I mean, there's few things that I trademark. When you are trademarking, a lot of people will make the mistake of trademarking their product, which in fact they should not be doing that. And maybe some people would disagree with me on that. But it is easier for me to trademark my name and put it on every single listing, whether it was a different product. So if I had a trademark and my name was trademark, I would literally put that as trademark moon pies, trademark, trademark cell holder thingies, video cam, trademark video cam. Do you see where I'm going with it? You trademark that one particular name and that's it, and you can use that to any product that you put on. So if you say, oh, all of a sudden I want to sell facial masks and they're generic, and you put your trademark name in the listing itself, you don't have to trademark that product. You just trademark your name and that's it. And that's just a little piece of it, of something that I gave to you guys for free. And that's going to save you tons and tons of money. Because there are people out there who will say, oh, I want to trademark my fork, or I want to trademark this. If you're doing a private label product and you're manufacturing that particular product, then I can see you trademarking that product. But if you're selling on Amazon and you're selling 10 or 15 different things, trademark your name. That's it. That's all you got to do. And guess what? You're in business. Brand. Oh, and also when you do trademark, you can brand registry your trademark name, and whatever listing you put up, if you put that trademark name in that listing, nobody can sell your product, okay, unless they have your permission. And that is a great way to brand registry your product itself and do that. So all right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. I mean, this is a lot of great questions. I thank you, and thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that, guys. Hopefully that you're able to get a lot of good information just from this. I really didn't know what to name this video, so I just did it Monday night Q&A, and that's what it is. I just wanted just to answer some of you guys' questions and go out there and do that. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. And right now, while you have a chance, I only got a few more minutes, 5 more minutes. If I don't get any more questions, then I'm just going to cut it short, and that's it. But I appreciate the questions that you guys are asking. And if I missed any, and if I didn't catch them, just go ahead and retype it in, and I will try to answer it for you. But to answer your question, Merchant Fulfilled is the way to go right now, and there's a lot of things being on hold for Amazon's FBA program, and so a lot of suppliers overseas are going crazy because they can't even send their products into Amazon, and the thing is, they're so upset that they even have a place, a store, or they have something, and Amazon is not taking their product, and they're not making money. So now there's a lot of them that are jumping on the bandwagon and sitting there trying to sell, the latest thing that everybody needs, whether they're gloves or mask or anything else like that. Just something I would not even get into. And one of the things that if I can teach you guys anything, is do not get into these fads. Don't get into these things that people are frantic about, and all of a sudden they're just selling them because everybody and their mother is doing it. And the competition is so great that even if you try to do a pay-per-click campaign, your money would be so wasted because there's just so many people selling it, and the competition is so great that each pay-per-click would probably cost you anywhere from $4 to $7 per click, as if you found a particular product that nobody's looking at, and you're there all by yourself, and you can go out there and get pennies on the dollar per click, 10 cents per click, 20 cents per click, or what have you, and promote it and have more exposure out there by doing that. What's up there, Henry Gomez Sanchez? Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Like the name. James says, James Hancock. James says, where do you think I should look to find small items that weigh less than a pound? Of course, I know of Alabama. The first thing that I would do is look around your area and see if you have any type of distribution centers or return centers. There's a lot of, like here in Los Angeles, there's a lot of return centers where they will return product. You can actually buy product fairly cheap there and kind of do your thing. And sometimes they have pellets. When I first started out, James, I bought pellets of, and I kind of mentioned this, and another sale, and I bought pellets of Keurig coffee makers. And one of the things that I did do with this Keurig coffee maker, they were selling brand new at $150 a piece. And they were getting a lot of returns from Walmart, from Target, from all these other places. They were just simple returns, sending them to these distribution centers. But the fact of the matter is they were returns, and nobody was buying the returns because it said broken on it or what have you. That was a great opportunity for me to go out there and buy all this product for dirt cheap. And this is exactly what I did, is I bought these products, pellets full, took them, put them into my warehouse, and started taking each particular Keurig coffee maker apart and selling them separately as parts. If they weren't cracked, they looked brand new. We just sealed them right back up, and that was it. Sold them on Amazon for new and made a hell of a lot more money by parting that particular part out. And I could not keep them on the shelf long enough because Keurig, when they first started out, their parts department did not have them in stock. So they were going to Amazon and eBay to try to find these particular products. And guess what? I marked them up way up there. It's just a little water reservoir that I had was $49 by itself. We know damn well that water reservoir wasn't worth 49 bucks. And I literally would probably pick that up for pennies on the dollar. I'm talking less than a buck. With all that, I sold everything. I sold the electronics. I sold the handles and all that. That was just one of my success stories when coming into Amazon and selling on Amazon. And I sold a lot of this stuff, a lot of these parts for brand spanking new. And so my niche was broken parts. And I started on eBay. And I was turning around and selling these little keyboards, taking these off and selling these individually for $4 to $5. There was a whole bunch of them. And that lasted for like 3 years. Whether they turned around and needed a space bar. I mean, nowadays you can buy a brand new one for dirt cheap. But back then, 12, 13 years ago, this is what I was doing. This is how I made my money, thinking outside of the box. That's what you have to do. One of the things that I go out and I tell people and I tell my members Do not bundle. Do not bundle. Because if you bundle, then you are going to have people that want one product and not want the other product. And guess what? They're going to be sending it back to Amazon because they don't want it. Now, what happens to your returns? They go way up. And nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about bundling and returns. I would never ever bundle any products whatsoever because of that reason. All right. Dell the Hater. Dell, I like that name, Dell. Hi, sir. Do you get a product inspection for all your shipments, or have you built trust with all your suppliers over time? Product inspections are a waste of time. You will automatically know whether your supplier is giving you a cheap product or not. Now, you have to be really, really careful when you order products, especially from overseas, because a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll send you this nice, beautiful keyboard on your first order, and you'll get nothing but great ones. And then on your second order and your third order, they put in the cheap stuff. And that's where you have to be really, really careful. This is why it's important that you do not send your products directly from your supplier overseas to Amazon. Because once it gets stuck in Amazon, it costs you money to get out. Damn, I'm giving you guys some damn good information. I need more thumbs up. I really do on this video, because I usually don't talk about stuff like this. This is in my course. I have a lot more in my course. I'm not giving you everything, but these little tidbits right here, learn off of it, because you're learning from my mistakes. This is what I did way back then. And so, but they're great questions. Great questions. Thank you, Dell, for asking that question. Dave says, anytime Amazon comes down the line that they are changing this year, example, small and light programs, pay-per-click. No, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll test it to see. They'll go out there and test the small and light program. The reason why the small and light program went away is because the shipping went up. That's why. And so there's still people that are getting the small and light that are grandfathered in. But they did away with that just because, in my personal opinion, because the prices had went way up on shipping itself. And it's kind of, if you're selling products for under $10, and that's what the small and light program was, anything under $10. So if you sold a product for $9.99 and it was under 1 pound, then you would qualify for that small and light program, along with a great matrix in your back office and great reviews. And there was few other things that you needed to qualify for that. But that was one of the programs that Dave was talking about right there. What's up there, Pablo? Let me see here. Pablo says, hello, Henry. I am about to place my first order from Alibaba. I'm ordering 100 units for a total weight of 90 pounds. The supplier wants to charge me $530 for shipping. Custom clearance included. Pablo, let me give you a piece of advice before you go out there and do this. And this is for everybody else out there. I don't know if you are new to Amazon, but, and let me know, Pablo, if you're new to Amazon. Just say, I'm new to Amazon, or I'm an experienced seller. Just put that in there for me. But I'm going to give you this piece of advice. Anybody who goes and buys from overseas, the number one thing that you must do before you buy anything, and I'm saving you lots of money right here. I'm going to save you tons of money by doing this. Make sure that you create your listing on Amazon and make sure that you could sell in that category. If you create a listing and it is approved and you can sell in that category, then, not only then, do you go out and you order your products. You don't do it the other way around, because if you go out there and buy 100 units directly from your distributor and they send them to you and you send them into Amazon's warehouse, and all of a sudden Amazon says, nope, you can't sell here because this is restricted, or the product's restricted, or the product's branded, or anything can happen. So make sure, Pablo, that you go out there and create that listing first and get approved first. That, my friends, will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. There you go. All right. Pablo says he's new to Amazon. He also says he's saying that because of the virus, shipping is more expensive. Yes, it's very expensive. Do you think the cost is too high or the price is normal? Let me see. It's 90 pounds. It's 100 units. It's about $530, and I take that as you shipping. That price right there is you have to be shipping by air. That is the price for air shipping. And yes, that is in the ballpark right now. You're not shipping by boat with that price. There's no way. No way. Tell me and let me know if you're shipping by air or by freight. All right. Pablo says, I'm new to Amazon. Great. Here we go. James says, I'm a member of Henry's class, and I found out over time that he knows what he's talking about. Thank you, James. I really appreciate that. James is one of my members and has been a faithful member and is doing extremely good. I really enjoy working with James himself, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. And Pablo did come up and answer, and he did say yes by air. How did I know that? The fees are a lot cheaper by air than they are by freight. So yes, that is by air. So good job. I mean, and so again, it's going on an hour. What's up there, eBay Poshman? I've sold a few items on Amazon's FBM, but want to learn how to use the Amazon seller app to find profitable items. Just don't understand it. You're not going to find it. Here's the thing is the Amazon app is only specific for the Amazon products that can kind of keep track of what is being sold. Yeah, there's things that you can try to find products through the scanner and stuff like that, but it's just like the eBay app where you scan things and all that. I don't do any product research with my phone app whatsoever. It's a waste of time. You're not going to find it. You look at Jungle Scout, you look at their web app, you look at Helium 10, you look at ASIN Inspector Pro, you look at all those, and I'll leave those all in my description below if you guys aren't familiar with them. There's a lot of sellers that are, but yes, that definitely want to use something else other than your app itself. And hopefully eBay Poshman, that you're doing great on eBay also. Apparently you have your eBay stuff on there, and I'm surprised that you are selling on Amazon, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. I always talk about this, and I always say this to my members themselves, is when a customer is going to buy products, they're either doing one or two things. They're either buying directly from eBay or they're buying from Amazon. That's it. They hardly ever look at both. So a lot of them won't even see the difference in prices because they can maybe find it cheaper on eBay, but they don't bother looking at that. So you think of it as this. you either like Macs or you like PCs. You don't like them both. I find very few people who do. I use a Mac for everything. I hate PCs, but that's just me. But I do have a phone that is not an iPhone. I hate the iPhones, so I will go with the Galaxies because I love Galaxy phones. So, but when I do searches and I do stuff and I'm checking things, I've been in this business long enough to where I check both eBay and Amazon just to make sure. And if it's cheaper on eBay, I would definitely buy it on eBay. But if it's cheaper on Amazon, I know I will get it super fast from Amazon because I'm a Prime member, and a lot of them are, where they will go out there and get their stuff fairly cheap. Eposhman says, yeah, eBay sales have been good. Yes, they have. They've been extremely good. Dave says, Mac all the way. Yeah, I don't want this to be a war between everybody here. Bass Tactics. If you had to pick one, would you use Jungle Scout or Helium 10? You know, I can't really answer that because I'm an affiliate for both of them. I'm an affiliate for Jungle Scout. I'm an affiliate for Helium 10. What I can answer for you and what I will answer for you is if you're new to Amazon, Jungle Scout tends to have a user-friendly interface, but Helium 10 has a lot of great information that you can find, and even ASIN Inspector Pro. I can find stuff on ASIN Inspector Pro that I can't find on Helium 10 and Jungle Scout. So I have all three software programs that I use, but it's totally up to you. And I know that's not an answer you want to hear, but I'm just being truthful with you because they all cost money and they're all going to cost you money. So just do your homework, look into that, and all I can do is kind of steer you in some type of direction. If you want to, if you haven't used any of the coupon codes or any of that, I will have that in the description where you can try it out and have. They do give me a few things off there, so I'll have that in the description for you in case you want to try it out. eBay Poshman says, I've been trying to learn Amazon because only places I can source is Walmart, Lowe's. I usually source Goodwill and eBay, but they might be closed for a while. Sounds to me like you are a retail arbitrage guy, which is great. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, those are the things that you kind of get stuck with, you know. And so you want to go out there and do private label or wholesale. And if you can do that, great. You know, that will help you out. So Bass Tactics says thanks, and thank everybody here. I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight, guys. Hopefully I answered your questions. Feel free to leave a comment just put a comment down, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions even after this video is over. Leave a comment there, and I will try to answer that for you. Also, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like this live video. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate that. We will catch you guys next Monday night on the next live video. We'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for all the questions. Thank you guys for asking, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys. Peace.